Okay, this time I will call us to order, and we will ask the clerk to establish her quorum, please.
Commissioner Blakemore,
Present.
Commissioner Ashby,
Here.
Chairman Bluefield,
Here.
Commissioner Hart,
Here.
Commissioner Stoll.
Present.
All right, all members are present. Thank you for that. We do have our agenda here tonight that's in our packets or some on the table. It's also available online. Is there any modifications to our agenda tonight? All right, hearing none, do we have an approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion by Commissioner Hart. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Stoltz. Any further discussion of the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the agenda is approved as presented. We do have our minutes from our previous regular scheduled meeting here back on May 25th, 2023. Clerk has prepared the minutes and submitted those. Is there any questions, concerns, or modification of the minutes?
Sir.
Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Blakemore. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Askew. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as presented. Okay, at this time, we ask anyone that would like to come and make any public comments to the board and the staff. If you would come as one at a time up to the podium and just state your name for the record. And we ask you to keep your comments focused to Walker County, if you would, for us, please. So those are the only things we can really have an impact on. So is anybody here that'd like to speak tonight? Yes, sir. Come up, please. Please state your name, if you would.
Nathan Gibson, Flintstone, Georgia. Yeah, I was just wanting to just ask a few questions about the status of the ADA accessible park that y'all have planned for the outside the Civic Center. I know that there's been talk about maybe a timeline and maybe a public forum on this. I've talked to Joe LeGee about this via email, and I don't know if y'all have anything that y'all want to say, give to the public to put out there.
Yeah, we do have some splosh allocations for that, but we're trying to leverage those dollars for matching funds. And so the board just recently approved for us to apply for a grant, and we've made that through the pre-application process. So we're hoping to get another state grant that would help us with that to make that project even bigger than just using our own dollars. And a lot of those grants do require a 40 to 50% match. So if we can take the few $100,000 that we have and kind of double our money, for the community, we'll get the most out of it. So it's something that we definitely actively have been working on to make that an all-inclusive park. And also, we've been looking at the walking trail or track that's there is gravel, and that needs to be upgraded and modernized into a solid surface as well.
Of course.
We do have a public hearing on another connecting walking trail to connect the Chickamauga battlefield to downtown Chickamauga. And so that is on June the 19th, which is a Monday night. I think that's at 6:30, and that is at the Osborne, the old Osborne School, or it's their, they call it the education.
Yes, that's a bus walk.
Yeah, where they do the bus repairs and all now.
Mm-hmm.
But we're having a community forum there for community input, and they'll show kind of the designs and plans.
Okay.
And our desires are too is to have that path from the battlefield all the way to town, and that be all ADA compliant as well.
Okay.
And then we also have received another grant for $2.2 million to do a park in Rossville as well.
Yeah.
And so
I've heard
we've
about
got
that.
the final engineering designs going on it, and that would include a splash pad, a playground, and some walking paths, and a pavilion all to go on the north end of the county as well there in the Rossville community. So that project is in the engineering phases to get that project moving and hopefully have that completed in within a year or so.
Okay. Now, and I'm understanding correctly that are we going to be? We're working with maybe Playcore with the design and maybe the construction of the the playground or whatever we're
That's one of the
trying to do?
vendors that does provide all-inclusive, type facilities. But on these grants, we'll have to put all that out for bid, when we get to that point.
Yeah,
So we're working with an engineering firm that has a lot of experience in doing outdoor recreation and working from a master planning standpoint. So we've done that also for the Rossville, where we have a master plan for that whole complex, and this is just one phase of hopefully of more to come as funding becomes available.
okay,
So we're trying to, create outdoor space in several parts of our community, doing a project in Chickamauga, one in Rock Springs and one in Rossville, to try to do more outdoor activity for our citizens.
yeah, because I was talking to Joe, and of course, I like to dream big, and I kept on saying, we need a miracle field, like down in Whitfield County, and it would probably even be a tight space and a lot of earth moving back behind the Civic Center. But yeah, that's one of my things down there, because not only would kids be able to benefit from that, but disabled adults and even injured veterans could benefit from that and get in there and play ball.
Yeah, everything we're
But,
trying to focus on outdoor wise, we want to make it fully ADA compliant and accessible for children of all abilities.
Have y'all, I talked to him about getting into the community and like talking to, partnering with businesses and civic organizations and seeing if they would like to, try to help out with financial stuff and resources. He said something about y'all trying to do that earlier in the project, and he said that it kind of fell through, and somebody, like, y'all might have collected some kind of funds.
There was
For
a young
it.
lady in the community that was kind of spearheading just kind of a grassroots thing. And she raised some money that is being held with one of the local churches since they were
Okay.
a nonprofit. And so he checked on that recently. I don't remember how much they raised, but they did raise some money that will go toward a project, but it wasn't any money that we received in at the local government. That was more of a grassroots, so to speak. Of
Okay.
just some concerned citizens that was just excited and wanted to be involved.
Okay, all right, so we know where that money
Yes, yeah.
went. Okay.
Yeah, Joe's looked into that just to make sure those funds were still available.
Okay, that was kind of concerning
Okay.
to me too.
All right, thank you.
All right, I appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you.
Anyone else tonight?
Good evening. Good evening. Angie Teams, HR. I am here to speak on behalf of the Animal Services Department, specifically the Animal Control Officers. Jeff Mitchell couldn't be here tonight. He is doing vet runs. It was his turn on the roster, so he and Bailey are doing vet runs tonight with our animals. That means they're taking them to the doctor to get their vet checks and getting them ready to adopt out. So I'm speaking on their behalf, so I will read the memo that they would like for me to tell you about. This is regarding mandating animal control officers, and we call them ACOs for short. The memo says that it is a request from the Animal Control Department for their officers to become mandated through a certified training program. The following details and benefits and requirements are through the basic law enforcement curriculum. The benefits are officers that are mandated will be able to handle investigations without requiring county and city officials, which is the police department, to be pulled from their duties and to be charged with this task. They are currently having struggles with having the police department assist with warrants for missing court for repeat offenders, having to hold incoming calls to wait for the police department to assist them for warrants, witnessing, and pressing further charges. Struggling with currently having 3 felony cases that they have to present to the police department to help with them with. They currently have 9 magistrate cases that are repeat offenders. So the bottom line is, being mandated will allow them to have more authority to focus on these critical issues without having to wait on the police officers to help them, the police department. It is costing time and efficiency to take the police department from their responsibilities, thus stalling the performance of the ACOs, that is the animal control officers. Furthermore, if our ACOs were mandated, it would allow repeat offender cases to be escalated from a fine-only ordinance to state violations, misdemeanors, and felonies. This is especially notable because of the 2019 PACT Act that deemed certain animal-related crimes to now be considered federal offenses. So we really can't chase those because we're undermanned and underpowered. Requirements. The Georgia Public Safety Training Center, is the issuing authority and who administers the curriculum. The cost would be tuition-free under the sponsorship of our police department or our city police department. I'm sorry, I think it's county police department is what that's supposed to say. Is that how Mr. Gray is?
It'd be under our county police
Yeah.
department. That's what they-
Yeah. In conclusion, please consider the request for additional training to allow the animal control officers to become mandated. This will strengthen the authority of the ACOs as well as ensure process effectiveness. This is a good step forward to show support for the Animal Services Department. And I'll give you the copy of this, if you will. Just take one and pass it around. At the bottom is a link to the training curriculum that they are proposing to attend. And the dates of the curriculum are all through the year, and they are in different cities, so they don't have to travel too far if we plan it just right. So they just wanted you to consider this, and I was presenting it for them,
I
so.
think they said there was one coming up in Calhoun.
There is. Yep, that's correct. Yep, that's correct. That's the one they've got their eye on, because it's close by. It's a day trip. They'll have to go multiple times, but it's not overnight stay, so it wouldn't cost the county any money except for mileage and food. Yeah. Any questions from anybody else? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else tonight? This is probably the first time since we've had our board that we haven't had any new business or new action items to come before the board tonight, so that's one for the history books, I think. So at this time, we'll move to our commissioner comments. Commissioner Blakemore.
Just appreciate everybody coming out and getting involved. If I can help in any way, call, text, or email. Thank you for bringing that, Angie. Thank you, John, for what you do. Just thank all the county employees for their dedication and hard work.
Ditto. It's hard act to follow. We do appreciate participations, questions, ideas, getting involved. Like I said, anything that can help us to better govern and help us make better decisions is always appreciated. So thank you for your participation.
Thank you. Mr. Hart.
Again, like Robert and Mark said, thanks to all the employees. It's a great job that you do. Great job by the city of Lafayette on the Honeybee Festival. Shannon mentioned that. If you didn't get to come out, it was a great event. I don't know how many people were there. Several thousand, though. It was very nice. Next Monday, it'll be Monday, June the 12th. We're having a program at the American Legion Post 339 for women that have served in the military in Walker County. So Ms. Fowler is doing that program. It's great. So if you know a veteran, or especially a female veteran, encourage them to come out to that. Robert.
×4. I appreciate all of our county employees, the job that you do, the hard work that you do. You're what keeps our county rolling. So just thanks to all of our employees, and appreciate everyone coming out tonight, giving your input, your ideas, your concerns and suggestions. So thank everyone.
Very good. Additionally, I'd like to make sure everyone's aware with the city of Lafayette, part of their master planning that they've done with the University of Georgia is to encourage more murals and more art in the downtown area of Lafayette. So we've been able to take a couple of our county buildings, and so there's 2 art murals that are under construction, as we would say. One of them is in front of the food line in the old Long John Silver's building as we know it, which is now the African American Historical Museum. And the artist is just doing a phenomenal job on that one, and just his skill and ability of the facials that he's doing them is just wonderful. And then we also have our outdoor Walker Rocks mural that's under construction on the Annex 2 building that got started the first of the month. And so just trying to help beautify the city and tie into their master planning and things that they want to see to try to bring more life to the city. So very excited about those projects, and hopefully both of those will be done before the end of the summer. So at this time, we do have a need for executive session, so I need to make a motion that we go into executive session for personnel, real estate, and legal items. So do we have a second?
Second.
A second by Commissioner Stoltz. Any further discussion of the board for this motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we will stand adjourned until after our executive session, and then we will return shortly. Okay, it is, we're still on June the 8th, 2023. It's officially 8:11 p.m. We just exited out of our executive session. There's no further action of the board tonight. So we have a motion to officially adjourn our meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hart. We have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Askew. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.